You can make a difference. You can give hope to a child. You can change a life. And that is no small change.
Welcome to another episode of One-on-One. My name is David Stahl.
And I'm Chris Reinsma. And Dave, last time we got together, we got to talk about the mentoring hour, which was a lot of fun. And you know what? We're going to talk about it again this week, but we're going to talk about it in a little bit deeper way. So I want to start right out, Dave, and talk about the concept of adapting the hour and what that kind of means for a mentor.
Okay, well, the reality of mentoring is this. We gave you some structure to the hour in our last episode, but what happens when you need to change, or should you even change with the hour? And the answer is yes. Here's what I mean by that. Chris, sometimes you need to adapt the hour because change is good.
Yeah.
If you get into a rhythm of it's 5, it's 20, it's 5,
Yeah.
all of a sudden that gets a little dull.
Yeah, that spontaneity's gone.
Exactly. So changing it up is good. Let's play for the first time, for the first half of it.
Right.
Or let's do all of our reading, get that out of the way, and then we'll do something afterwards.
Right. Bring some new energy to the
It's
hour.
okay to swap it around a little bit, and your child will enjoy it, although he or she won't say anything, but they will enjoy the change. Now, the other change, which is extremely likely to happen, is changes that are necessitated by external forces. And what
Right.
I mean by that, Chris, is I'm going to give you an example. Your teacher. Okay?
Right.
Here's what happens. Every week, I go in with my little guy, and we get a math worksheet, and we get a reading book. And so I know in the first academic segment, we're going to do the math worksheet. Second academic session, we're going to do the reading. 2 weeks ago, I walk in there. He had completed his math worksheet already and had done the reading.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, I'm like, all right, my bag of tricks does not have anything here. So I had to improvise. But you know
Right.
what? That is okay and
Yeah.
to be expected. So I keep different activities in my mentoring bag that I
Yeah.
bring with me so that I can change it up. Or if he's struggling in math,
Right.
then maybe we'll spend the entire time on math and not get to that reading part.
Yeah.
Or, as was the case just last week, he loved reading. And he was really into some books, and actually one book on reptiles in particular. And he was sounding out words. He was doing a great job. We kept going with the reading.
Right, because he
Chris.
was into it.
Exactly. We didn't stop because, hey, the hour says we're supposed to be doing something
Yeah.
different now. We just kept going until he finished the book. And then we celebrated. We had a good time after that. But a lot of times you're going to find that you need to change the hour based on not getting academic work or getting a whole bunch of academic work. Feel free to modify as needed, and then also feel free to make changes so that relationally, if your child is struggling with something, gosh, don't tell them, listen, don't tell me about your problems now, we need to get to your math worksheet.
Right.
Both cases, you need to make changes.
Yeah, and way back in mentor training, Dave, when they first got trained, I don't know if mentors you can remember that far back, but we talk about being flexible.
Right.
And so this is part of that flexibility and that adaptability.
Exactly. Now, Chris, there's also a timely concept in terms of where we are in the mentoring year right now that you and I were talking about that I'd love you to share with everybody here today.
Yeah, a lot of these relationships have probably started in October and November, and some of you have started maybe more recently here in January. But for those of you who've been with your kid for a while, what you're seeing, I think, is you're really getting to know your kid. You're really understanding who they are and what they're about. And so I think now is the time where maybe kind of the time in the relationship where you can make the most progress. And so I'm going to really encourage you, mentors, to set some goals with your kids for things that you'd like to accomplish. Because again, I think there's a whole bunch of latent capacity, right, in the relationship right now, and I want you to get the most out of it that you can. And so I'm going to encourage you to set some goals with your student together. And maybe it's an academic goal. You're trying to get through the flashcards. You're trying to do some reading things. Whatever, you might set a goal that way. or you might set a goal related to something else. Some of the mentors I've been talking to recently, I've been encouraging them to try to pick up a hobby with their child, because a hobby is halfway between work and play, and it's exactly where kids who are struggling with attention need to be operating in their brain. And so maybe it's that building of a model or doing something, but again, set some goals related to these things, a hobby or an academic goal, or maybe even if it's a physical goal of shooting baskets or whatever it is, but set some goals with your students so that you guys are both putting a lot of energy towards that, and I think you're going to be really excited about the progress that you see with your student.
That sounds like a great idea, especially during this time of the year. It could add some sizzle into that hour.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dave, the last thing that we wanted to talk about today was just the fact that when we look at these different elements of how we spend our time with the students, how should we think about that? I mean, how should we think about like a time in the gym, or how should we think about maybe academics, or kind of in a big picture sort of way?
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick on sort of the playtime here, Chris.
Yeah.
Because there's great opportunity to continue learning and imparting wisdom and affirmation and encouragement, even during that playtime. Because at times, I can sort of look at playtime and free playtime as far as, okay, I get to check out and just, kick the ball around here and not really accomplish a lot, because isn't that what we're supposed to do? There's something a little more that can happen. And real specifically on that, Chris, what can happen is, as a mentor, I need to be aware of what can I be teaching in a fun and subtle way during that playtime. Example here, my little guy and I play soccer against another mentor and mentee during our free playtime. Now, one way to do it is just to kick the ball around.
Right.
And honestly, I'd like to do that because I'd like to score a lot of goals. But that's not the best use of that time. Even while we're playing, what we do is we say, okay, let's run a play. You kick it to me, I'll kick it to you, and then you kick it into the goal. What happens is that during this free play time, he's learning about teamwork, about sharing, about working together. And then when we high five after we've done a play, whether it works or not, it's a sense of accomplishment and an opportunity for me to affirm him in those areas. Again, that's under free play, and it takes about this much effort and thought, Chris. But boy, I tell you what, it yields some great lessons and great results.
So, Dave, it sounds like what you're really saying is that, everything that we do, we can really redeem that time and be intentional, even with things that we might not think are really matter.
Exactly. Make those games, make every moment count during the hour, and you'll be surprised how fast that hour goes by.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, our hour, or we're not even an hour, our quarter of an hour here is going by quickly. And we're to that time in the program where, Dave, we get to do something pretty exciting. We get to pick a winner.
Yeah, and Chris, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick out a winner as far as a winning program, and what that winning program is going to do is they're going to win a $100 gift certificate to the Kids Hope USA Internet Online Store. So you can find it on our website. But the winning program is going to have until 5 o'clock on February the 12th, Eastern Time, to give us a call. And while it's seeming like it should be February 12th, it's going to be February the 13th, because that's when the next business day is. So February the 13th by 5 p.m., this program needs to give us a call to claim their prize. Who's the program, Chris?
It is Monroe City First Church of God, and they're partnered with South Knox Elementary there in Monroe City, Indiana, and Bill Meyer is the director. So Bill, give us a call, or if you know Bill, call him up and tell him he needs to call to redeem his prize.
That's right, Bill. So we look forward to hearing from you, and congratulations to all of our Indiana programs.
Yeah, good. Dave, today we talked about deepening the hour and really making adjustments as we need to, really redeeming the time. When we do that, what do you think the benefit is to the relationship and to the student?
I tell you what, Chris, we have an hour. A lot of people say we have only an hour. I say we look at it as we have 60 full minutes that we can put to great use in helping a young life. And you know what? Those little folks that we work with, they cherish that hour, they love that hour, and when we're deliberate about it, because
Yeah.
great things can happen, and we all know that during that hour, lives can change. Big lives and little lives. And when you change a life,
That's no small change. Dave,
yeah,
do you ever forget things?
I don't remember. What do you mean?
Well, we were supposed to remind people of something and we forgot.
You know, you're right. It was about the ideas.
The best ideas for the hour.
Best ideas. We did. Elise is going to be so disappointed in you.
Here's what we'll do. We'll turn the camera back on. We'll do a little reminder, just you and me, and we'll edit the video ourselves this time.
Yeah, we'll put it in there. You know, and quite honestly, Chris, I think I forgot because these new light bulbs are so hot.
They're really overwhelming.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're going to ask for ideas, best ideas that mentors use in the hour.
Yeah, and they need to email us.
Right.
And so you get on Elise's editing computer and type in an email address on the screen, like right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then let's just not tell her.
Let's not tell her we did it, and then she won't be mad.
Yeah, and she'll see it, and she'll say, well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll figure
Good.
it out.
Life you change it.